Hi, welcome to A Case of Living. I want to do a little bit of kind of a visualization with you today, if you will, kind of an analogy for you. Imagine a musical. I know some people don't like musicals, but go with me on this, okay? So you go to a play, it's a musical, and the orchestra's in the orchestra pit and everybody is tuned up perfectly. Everybody's learned their music. Everybody knows their parts. They know when to come in, when not to. The conductor is all ready. All the musicians show up. The music is spot on. The dancers, there's dancing in this musical. They've learned the choreography. Nobody's stepping on anybody's toes or tripping over anyone or getting in front of anyone. The costuming is just perfect and it all flows and it just looks amazing. The dancing is beautiful. Nobody's tripped up. And then the actors know their lines, they know their parts. The stories are 2 or 3 storylines going and they all come together beautifully. It's amazing. It's a beautiful production. And you enjoy it so much. And everyone there enjoys it so much. And everyone stands up at the end and it's encore, 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 and bravo, bravo, bravo. And they throw flowers at the stage and they all come back out and they sing the big musical piece again at the end, so everyone can enjoy it again. And all of those things. How moving all of that is. How inspiring, how magical. How magical. But none of that was magical thinking. All of that took coordination. It took the instruments being tuned. It took the music being written. It took everyone showing up and being in their spot at the right time. It took the choreography being just right and coordinated just right and everyone showing up and being where they were supposed to. It took the design of the set. It took the designs of the costumes. It took the story being written just right and the actors showing up and the actors actually doing the roles that they were supposed to and having their hearts in the roles and the hearts in the dancing and the hearts in the music and the hearts in the writing and the hearts in the production of it all. And then all the production staff that's involved to put all of this together. And then all the publicity that it took. And then that night, all the people that's out there making sure everyone got in and got their seats. And I mean, this is a huge labor of love and coordination, working together. Every person doing what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. Maybe a little hiccup there, a little hiccup there, but everything getting pulled back to where it's supposed to be. Oh, yeah, got you covered, yeah, got it. Everything back where it's supposed to be. And then it comes across, if not seamlessly, looking like it did, feeling like it did. Basically, yes, it's an amazing thing. And then imagine this happening night after night after night after night after night for eternity, forever. Well, this is what conscious energy intends. The light beings that conscious energy has subdivided into. That's what they want. They want these beautiful experiences in tactile bodies that are choreographed via free will. They wrote them, they put it all together, they're not being forced to do it. And so they come down, they're coming down into these tactile bodies of ours. And we, with them, working with them as one whole being, all in unison, everybody having their part, putting their hearts into it, make this beautiful production called life that we all enjoy. That everyone is like, oh, I did my part and my part was amazing and I enjoyed it so much. And because we're all designed for those parts. The writer loved it because the writer is a writer. The dancer loved it because the dancer is a dancer. The musician loved it because the musician is a musician. The theater owner loved it because that's what they do. They own theaters and they love doing that. And the person that's in the audience loves it because they're a spectator. And oh my God, they just love the dancing and the music. And the person who's working there loves it because that's their passion. They're working there because it's their passion. And that is what life is meant to be. That is what life is meant to be. And for all of that to have happened, it was all reverse engineered. And that's how it occurred. Everyone was in tune and in step and harmoniously working together. They were in frequency. That is what we are doing as a people, as a creation. We are conscious energy. Conscious light beings, conscious energy, filling tactile bodies who have reverse engineered beautiful stories to come back here and live out. But we got into dense energies that caused us to get out of key and out of step and forget our lines and get stuck in societal programming and ancestral issues stuck to us and all sorts of stuff. And then the ego getting involved and telling us, no, that's not how that's supposed to be. That's not the right way. That's not how we do this. Don't listen to that. I've been there, done that, and that's not the right way. And we're like, oh, okay, well, that's the mind. And everybody says the mind knows better. Don't listen to the heart. Well, no, because all of this big production, it's the heart that it's all been. The heart is where the frequency for all of this is at. The heart knows the story for all of this, okay? It's the heart that knows. That is why we say things like, I can't do that. My heart's not in it. Or let me tell you something from my heart. Or I want to share my heart with you. Or I know my parents want me to be a doctor, but my heart says. Or I know that probably it doesn't seem like the right relationship to you, but this is the relationship that my heart knows is for me. This is why we're all using this terminology and have been using it. Only now we are understanding that the intuitive mind is the mind to follow. And that what has been preventing us all from having these beautiful productions, these beautiful musicals, is all of those blockages and restrictions that I just mentioned. All the things that keep the intuition, the heart, from being listened to. It is the heart that knows the frequency we are all here to be in. When we listen to the heart, when we go with what the heart is telling us, when we stop believing the programming that said, don't wear your heart on your sleeve, don't listen to your heart will get you into trouble. When we get out of that and realize that's the lie, when we stop believing that we came here to do improv comedy, folks, we didn't. Yes, we came here to have fun. We came here to have beautiful lives. We did not come here to be improv comedians and hope to goodness that it was a good show. We didn't come here for improv. Improv is how we got into dense energies. Universal love. There is a certain frequency, a certain bandwidth. Unconditional love. Universal law, sacred geometry, for us to stay within those frequencies and to have these lives. We can't do it improv. We have to write them ahead of time, come here, listen to the heart space that has that frequency wired in it, and get everything out of the way and live those lives and be those people. Step into those roles, which are not roles at all. It is authentically who we are. All the other stuff is a role. What society tries to pull you to do, that's the role. The authentic you is what's written in your heart. That's why nobody says, yeah, my mind just knows. My mind is all over that. My mind is, yeah, let me tell you what my mind thinks. If somebody's giving you a piece of their mind, they're not in a good space when they're doing that now, are they? No. But when somebody says, it's my heart, this is my heart, I'm doing my heart, they're lit up, they're healthy, happy, whole, complete in that moment. That is the frequency we are meant to be in. And when you're in that frequency for you, and I'm in that frequency for me, and everyone else is in that frequency for themselves, then the world is the beautiful place it's supposed to be. And that is why we all talk so emphatically about our hearts. That is why we're to manifest from our hearts. That is why we're not to let ourselves be pulled out of frequency and undo our manifesting. That is why when we begin a meditation, we call in the other multidimensional beings, the other multidimensional energies to help us find our heart space, to understand our heart space, to understand the heart intuition, to understand the heart mind, to understand our authentic selves, and to get in that frequency and to hold that frequency. That's why we need to understand we are energetic beings made up of chakras that need to all be harmoniously in sync. So we can have these beautiful shows that we all came here to live together. Instead of hope that the improv doesn't blow up in our faces with butterfly effect that is causing pandemonium, which is what we have now. Famine, war, dog eat dog, competition where it's not healthy, where it's I want to be better than myself, but I'm going to be better than you, and I'm going to be better than you if I have to destroy you to do it. All of those things are not what we are meant to be. And those will never be energies that are coming from our heart spaces. And we know that because our hearts always want the best for ourselves. And I teach this and I teach it, but I'm going to say it again, even though it'll make this a little long. No one wants bad for themselves. So when you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, how do I want to be treated? And you treat yourself that way first. Then you are putting yourself into authentic energy for what your heart really wants, what your story really is, who you really are. And you put that energy out. Then you are being who you authentically came here to be. And when every one of us does that, then we will all have the lives we're supposed to have. And there won't be dense energies. There will not be any dense energies for others to draw from to create any chaos. And our hearts know this. Look in the mirror and be honest with yourselves. And what does my heart really tell me it wants? Not what society says, not what, oh, well, you learned that lesson. No, you learned that lesson in a different level of consciousness. The programmable mind learned everything it learned in a different level of consciousness. Not in the level of consciousness you are at this moment in time. What is the heart screaming at you that it wants? We're all talking in this terminology. We're all talking about our heart spaces and what our heart wants. And we're all being so emphatic. And so many people are saying, let me share my heart with you. And have historically, because we have been trying to pull ourselves back into the frequencies we're supposed to be in. And more and more of us are getting there. And the higher vibrational that the planet is coming up into, the more and more of us are reaching that. And then more and more people are saying, hold on a second. My heart is driving, my heart is telling me this. What is this going on with my heart? My heart is pulling me this way. My heart is pulling me this way. Yes, it is. Your heart is absolutely telling you, this is your frequency. This is your story. This is your musical. This is your symphony. This is your dance number. This is what you helped create before you ever got here in your own free will. And this is your part. And I know it. I know it. Not societal programming, not ancestral stuff, not what your mind knew yesterday, but the level of consciousness we are now, the energy we are now. I know. That's why what the heart is saying to you is so important. It's not all about fairy tales and magical thinking, but it's the stuff fairy tales are made of. And it is magical when it all comes together. The heart knows the story. Because in the beginning, there was energy, neither bad nor good, just energy, and it became conscious. And it creates all of this in the frequency of unconditional love. And that is the frequency we're all to exist in and be in our heart. Namaste.